All right, good morning, y'all. So yesterday we had an amazing Mindful Gifts talk. It was virtual through Crowdcast. By the way, the recorded version and the PDFs and resources associated with it are always in our amazing community website at community.superhumantransformation.com. We'd love to see you there. We got a free trial to get in there. But what I want to do today is just give you a recap of some of our insights that we came up with yesterday. And I promise this will be some really useful information. And the reason I'm wearing my hat is because I went on a hike with a really good friend this morning, and I love my hat. So yeah, mindful gifts. You know, why do we have a talk like this? I feel like if you haven't thought about things like this before, it's a real eye-opener, because when you think about what it is we want around the holiday season, whether it's this holiday season, I mean, think about, there's always a holiday coming up, there's always birthdays, there's always something where you have this potential to spend some money and feel obligated to do something. I mean, I know a lot of times it comes from a really good place and out from the heart, but I feel like what we want is to truly enjoy our time off and to truly enjoy the time that we have with other people and connecting. And what tends to happen is there's a lot of anxiety and stress around the holidays about meeting obligations and feeling like you have to participate and purchase things and provide things. And again, it all comes from a good place, right? We want to be happy and make other people happy, but there just tends to be a lot of stress built up around it. And I see this happen a lot, and even in my family. You know, I remember when I was younger, as a little kid, I loved Christmases. My mom was the epitome of a great mother. There's nothing she wouldn't do for us, and so Christmases are great. But then as I got older, it's like I started to see what was really happening. And a lot of times my mother would overextend herself, spending money on gifts and things. She'd overextend herself in a lot of different ways. I saw a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, not just with her, but with other people in the family and just people in general. You know, it just seems like there's a lot of stress. I remember myself as I got older, man, I'd be that guy in Target or Walmart or in the grocery store the day of Christmas, spazzing around trying to find something to get people. And there was not a whole lot of intention put behind it. And it was probably very, very wasteful, you know. And that's not what we want. What we want is to enjoy our time off, stress-free, anxiety-free. We want to connect. And if we do something for people, we want there to be some intention behind it. And we want to have a mutual understanding about how we're approaching the holidays. And so that's what this talk was all about. So what we recommended as a step process, first of all, make a list of all the people that are important enough to you that you want to update on things about your life. Now, this isn't your closest knit group of people, but these are people that, you know, at some point, in some shape or form, you'd care enough to let them know what's going on with you. And so the next step would be to try to set some expectations with those people. You know, whether you do it like in a mass email, social media post, or just maybe you have it in the back of your mind that when you have the opportunity, you're going to communicate these expectations. So say, for instance, someone asks you, hey, what do you want for your birthday? Or what do you want for Christmas? You have some verbiage around how you want to handle that. So in the setting expectations piece, after you have that list of people, you can really think about, like, what is it that you want around the holidays? If you're like a lot of us that have been on this holistic health journey for some time, you've been exposed to our concept of simplicity and elegance or minimalism, and you're trying to simplify life. You're trying to minimize your possessions, which feels awesome. It feels so freeing. And you're trying to minimize waste, and you're just trying to simplify things to a large degree, right? And so those expectations are something along the lines of, I feel different about gift giving and gift receiving. I want there to be some intention behind what we exchange with each other, and I want things to be useful. And I'm a big fan of things like consumable gifts and, you know, homemade things and homemade cards. And really what I want from people is just to share your friendship and love all year long, and to know that you're there for me and I'm there for you, which is the most important thing, you know. It's really cool because with my family now, like, there's no obligation around the holidays to do anything for each other, because all we care about is spending quality time together, you know. So getting together, cooking, eating real food, drinking some alcohol, a little bit of wine, playing ping pong, going for hikes, playing sports out in the yard, going to movies. There's no stress or obligation whatsoever to participate in the gift giving and receiving, although sometimes we do some heartfelt gifts, you know. Actually, some years we'll actually say, hey, no gift giving this year so we can enjoy ourselves. So anyway, come up with your list of people, have some expectations of how you want to communicate things, and you can do it through a deliberate post or an email, or just have it in the back of your mind so that when people talk to you and ask you about gifts and things, you have something to say. Then I think it's really beneficial to have a list of really close people, right? So this would be family members, partners, really, really close friends. I'm thinking this is like a list of like 10 to 20 people or something like that, maybe. And these are people that around certain times, like, Christmas or maybe their birthdays, you actually do want to do something special. And then to do that, you have to have some deliberate intention behind it for it to be useful. So we came up with this list of things that you want to learn about these special people. And it could be as deliberate and in your face as sending them a questionnaire and asking them these questions, or you can just take the time throughout the year, not around the holidays, to just learn about these people. So things like, what's your favorite color? What are all the different ring sizes on all your fingers? When me and Arnica first got together, we sat down and asked each other all these questions so that when it comes to time to get something for each other, we don't have to ask them and ruin the surprise of whatever it is we're doing, right? So favorite color, sizes of different things, sizes of clothes, shoes, underwear, pants, shorts, shirt, t-shirts, favorite movies, favorite music, things that you want to do in your lifetime, bucket list type stuff, experiences that you like. I love freaking live music. I love concerts and shows and stuff. So just learning about these people, right? Make a list of all these different characteristics. And again, you can be as deliberate as sending it out in an email, asking them directly, keeping all this information in their contact on your phone, or however you keep track of contacts or something like that. That's very useful, right? And then when you come to holidays and birthdays and things like that, you've got something to work off of. And then we talked about what are some very useful questions to ask, all right, before giving something or getting something or making something. Like, what is the purpose behind this gift? Is this person going to see some value in this gift? Does this person need this thing? Is this person going to enjoy this thing? Just a little bit of intention goes a really, really long way. And then finally, we just talked about some ideas for gifts. And I'll tell you what, my favorite thing is a homemade little card with a homemade food item, like some of my fudge or cookies or a pie or something like that. And we all have things that we're really good at that we can make ourselves. And so you have no idea how far a little handwritten note goes, or a little, I don't even handwrite it. I type it out on the computer and print it out, but it's still a personal message, So at a minimum, if I got a handwritten card or note in the mail or from someone and they just dropped it on my desk, man, that means more in the world to me than some pair of socks or something I'm never going to use, So a handwritten note or a personalized note, your favorite treat, your favorite food item. Something else that's really good to give away are consumables, because consumables don't contribute to waste. Things like a bottle of wine, if you know that they like wine, or a bag of coffee, if you know they drink coffee, or, man, I've given away packages of bacon before because I know that's going to get used, So there's very little waste. They get consumed and you're done, and it's very much appreciated. Also, you can gift your time. I've done many times, like a little card with a drawn out little certificate saying this is good for one dinner at so-and-so, and that dinner has to be done with me because I'm going to pay for it, right? So you can gift your time, a sunset, a meditation, a concert, a show, again, based on what these people like or are interested in. But you can also gift an experience, so an experience such as a ticket to something, a massage, a show, a horseback riding trip or something like that. There's so many different things, but again, this is going to be very individual and very personal to the person. So the last thing that we talked about, so let's just review what we just went through, right? Make a list of people, set expectations, whether, intentionally or you just have it in the back of your mind when you have conversations with people, right? You have a list of very close people that you then want to ask these questions about their favorite things so that you have an idea of how to personalize gifts for them and be very intentional about it. And then, as far as gifts go, err on the side of making something, giving something that's consumable, or giving your time or an experience, right? The final thing that we talked about is this resistance that we feel to doing something like this because of what we think other people are going to think about us. And I remember kind of going through this a little bit. And as an example, I go to bed at 7:30 every night. And there was a time I tried to stay up late enough to go out and make birthday things and, you know, meet people at bars and do a little bar hopping or something like that. And at some point, I just got to the point to where I was like, you know what, like this is just who I am. It's way more important to me to be my best every day. And this is just, you know, I set an expectation, and now it's like, this is just the way things are, you know. And it was uncomfortable in the beginning, but I got very used to it very quick. And so I think sometimes we feel like if we don't participate in the gift giving, or not to the degree that we did before, or something along those lines, we feel like we may get some backlash. And I think that's perfectly fine, because I think what people respect more at an unconscious level is if you're true to yourself and you're bold and you're different, right? They may outwardly show signs of kind of disagreeing with it to some degree, but inwardly I think people really respect that, you know. So you're never going to make everyone happy. I mean, the longer I move forward with what it is that I'm doing, the more that I notice, like, I'm just the best thing that I can do is put this stuff out there with a really good heart, and the people that get it, and the people that don't, you know. And that doesn't mean that you don't have compassion, you're not trying to do your best, but it's a similar thing with this whole gift giving and holiday thing. You just got to make a stance, figure out what it is that you believe in, what's going to make you happy, put it out there, and you're not going to make everyone happy, and that's totally fine, okay? You're going to make yourself happy though, because you're going to have way less stress, way less anxiety. You're going to be super confident and comfortable around the holidays. When it's my birthday and Colby gives me a couple of pieces of pork belly and some of his bacon wrapped dates, I'm like, man, that's the best thing you could have given me. Heartfelt, homemade, didn't spend a lot of money on it, didn't waste money on something I'm not going to use. I have no problem giving people a bag of cookies or something for their birthday. I think it's great, you know. So I hope that's useful. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, we'd love to see you in our community, community.superhumantransformation.com. Remember, coming up January 9th, we've got our Mastering Real Food for a Lifetime 8-week course. It is awesome. It's going to be in person and virtual. You have both ways to sign up. And when you sign up for this class, you get access to our community and everything that we offer there for an entire year. You sign up now, you get the month of December for free. What else do we have coming up? We have a Setting Intentions seminar coming up in 2 weeks. Setting Intentions for the new year. That's free, and that's going to be freaking amazing. All right. I think that's about all I got. Y'all make it a great day. Make it a great week. Keep it real, you know what I'm saying?